Hello friends, TechManPat here. Today we are checking out the Mercusys AX1800 H70x Wi-Fi 6 home mesh system. And I thought for a little while the name might have been derived from like Mercury Systems. Sounds plausible. In fact, I haven't heard of this brand before getting the device for review. So let me know in the comments if you have seen this before. Love to know where. However, behind the Mercusys logo is a brand you already know. Well, so big thanks to TP-Link for sending me this full review, and I'm very excited to share my thoughts and experiences with you about this mesh system from Mercusys. So make sure to like this video if you did, subscribe to support us. It helps to get more equipment like this in for review. Let's get started by rolling the intro. Mercusys calls their little units halos. I like the name for obvious reasons, so I will refer to them as halos. Let's kick off with some pricing, specs, and then what that translates to in the real world. The 2-pack H70x starts off at $200 Australian on Amazon, links below of course, covering up to 350 meters squared, while the 3-pack extends that range to 550 meters squared at $280. That's 4,000 and 6,000 feet squared respectively for y'all folks in America. This brand promises to be the budget home option with a kick. What's the kick, you may ask? Well, an affordable Wi-Fi 6 mesh solution. It's a huge draw card. So let's talk highlights. Dual band Wi-Fi 6 speeds of up to 1800 megabits a second, that's 1200 megabits a second on 5G, and 574 megabits a second on the 2.4 gigahertz. Seamless roaming with one unified network. The Halo units work together to automatically switch between other Halo units as you move around the home with your mobile Wi-Fi device, and it is just a single Wi-Fi name and password that you sign into. Connects over 150 devices on a very fast and stable connection. More on that in a second. There's full app support to manage your home network and a full gigabit ports on the back. There's 3 of them right here. One less for the master unit, which connects to your modem to have the internet flow into the mesh network. Also to note, when you are looking at Mercusys in general, these mesh systems, they come in different types. The Halo H series and S series cannot work together. So let's circle back to that draw card, Wi-Fi 6. What is it exactly? Well, Wi-Fi 6 is the latest generation of Wi-Fi technology, also known as IEEE 802.11ax. It is designed to improve upon the obviously previous generation of Wi-Fi, known as Wi-Fi 5, and we'll talk about the comparison in a second. Now, the key features of Wi-Fi 6 are higher data rates. You see, Wi-Fi 6 is capable of delivering faster data rates than its predecessor. This means that it can transfer data more quickly, which is particularly beneficial for applications that require a lot of bandwidth, such as streaming video or even online gaming. It has also got an improvement in its efficiency. It uses more efficient encoding schemes, which means that it can transmit more data in the same amount of spectrum as previous generations of Wi-Fi. This results in a better utilization of the available spectrum, and that's getting more and more limited as people get crowded Wi-Fi, especially in apartment buildings. So overall, it improves performance in crowded environments and high density environments. You see, it includes a new feature that helps to perform better in environments with large number of devices, such as airports or conference centers, or really any home where everything is wireless anyway. For example, it includes support for orthogonal frequency division multiple access, OFDMA, which allows the Wi-Fi access points to communicate with multiple devices simultaneously rather than having to take turns. And of course, security. It has improved security. It includes a number of improvements to the protocols used by Wi-Fi networks. For example, it includes support for the WPA3 security standard, which provides stronger protection against hackers and other types of cyber attacks. So overall, Wi-Fi 6 is designed to provide faster and more reliable and more secure wireless networking than previous generations of Wi-Fi networking, and Mercusys has Wi-Fi 6. So great. What the hell is a home mesh network then? Great question. I'm sure somebody was going to ask it. A Wi-Fi mesh system is a type of wireless network that uses multiple access points, APs as you might call them, to create a seamless, high-speed wireless network coverage over a large area, and that's usually a home, a cafe, a business, and these access points communicate with each other to form a mesh network. This allows for the creation of wireless networks that cover a much larger area than a single access point could ever. You see, in a Wi-Fi mesh system, each access point is connected to the network via wired on the back or via the mesh itself to ensure that devices connected to the network have access to a strong, reliable signal. They swap independently to the best connection. This allows users to have more freedom while moving around your home, your business, and still maintain a strong connection to the internet, which is so important, right? One of the main benefits of a Wi-Fi mesh system is that it can provide coverage to hard to reach areas of a home or office. It may be difficult for a single access point to cover everything. So additionally, a Wi-Fi mesh system can also provide better performance, reliability coverage than just traditional wireless networks. Everything we can expect from more Wi-Fi points in the same location. It just means it works better, and together it is a stronger and more consistent performance and signal, of course. So why would you need a mesh system? Well, I had recently installed a mesh network at my parents' house as my father was having Wi-Fi signal issues on one end of the home that was furthest away from the generic Wi-Fi modem that came from their IRSB. Now, I offered him two solutions, either a mesh network that just works or a Wi-Fi extender that will be rather annoying. You see, the quick and probably somewhat cheaper solution would have been the Wi-Fi extender, but this creates multiple Wi-Fi SSDs to use. You use the extender when you're in that area of the home, and then you go back to your other Wi-Fi system when you're in the other area. So it's not seamless, nor actually fast. So I said, let's do a mesh network. Now, looking at the Halo H70x, there are a couple of factors to discuss. First of all, setup. It was seamless. You connect the first Halo to your modem via Ethernet cable on the back, power it on, install the app, and follow the on-screen steps. It took around 10 minutes to set up all three of them. I set the Halo units up in access point mode. This is my suggestion when using any mesh networking device. I prefer my modem to be the DHCP server dealing with all the IP configuration and management, and the mesh network is there to just extend my Wi-Fi over the home. So what's the performance of the mesh system to the internet? I ran 3 speed tests via Cat6 directly to my modem, and then 3 connected to the mesh Wi-Fi 6 network. Via the Cat6 cable, my average ping to the IX Australia server was 7 with a solid average of 97 megabits a second on the speed. On the mesh network, the ping was 9 and the speed averaged out to be 92 megabits a second. This test isn't the most scientific, and this next one isn't either, but hey, it's real world, right? I tested the file transfer speeds between my NAS server, which is connected directly to the modem, PC, and laptop. Via the Halo's Wi-Fi 6 connection, a 50 gigabyte file locally downloaded onto an NVMe SSD took 14 minutes. It was hitting around 63 megabits per second on average. Then via Cat6 on the same PC, it took 8 minutes at an average of 112 megabits per second. That's megabits, MB. So how does that compare to Wi-Fi 5? Well, my TP-Link Wi-Fi 5 modem via the fast 5G connection took the same file 19 minutes to download at an average of around 40 megabits per second, and that was sitting right next to the modem too. Moving further away degraded the speed of 5G, especially when behind a few walls, making the comparison kind of redundant when you can travel all around your home or work or office with these. Also, let's not dwell too deeply into the 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi connection. I'm sure people would have asked about it. Yes, it works at longer range, but in my performance testing, it took ages to even start the transfer, and the estimated time remaining was 4 hours for a 50 gigabit file via my old Wi-Fi 5 modem. This does support 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi, so all your older devices will be supported on this anyway. Don't expect huge speeds though. Now, these tests have to come with a massive grain of salt. I test this across the hardware I own, the cables I had, whatever degradation the copper took. I tested the performance across my MacBook Pro, my main PC, and on my iPhone. None of the equipment is specific to testing. And I do need to remind you that this is a home solution, not an enterprise one, which means these results, in my opinion, are fantastic. The main thing to note is that your speed will depend on your current Wi-Fi hardware. In the past, I said, what's the point of having Wi-Fi 6 devices when most homes don't have a Wi-Fi 6 capable network? Well, finally, the time has come for both to be in your home. Furthermore, the 3 gigaports on the back of the Halo took advantage of the mesh system to deliver excellent speeds, are perfect for my PlayStation 5 or an older Apple TV, which is Wi-Fi 5 but has an Ethernet port, where one is needing a great ping and download speeds while the other just a download speed. Also, I cannot recommend enough, a good location for you to put one of these Halos is inside your TV cabinet and wire up your devices via the Ethernet on the back. It'll be great, especially if the devices are not Wi-Fi 6 capable. You see, my Wi-Fi 6 capable devices took advantage of the speeds, while older generation devices maintained the limitations of their own speeds but performed better across the home due to the mesh part of this network. And that's the best part, performance across my entire home was awesome with slight variations that you won't be able to notice unless you bit peak, specifically when you're outside and far away. But covered by 3 Halo devices, my entire home was stable and had fast Wi-Fi. On the reliability side, I had no issues. In the last few weeks, the network has been solid with no need to restart any of these units, nor doing any maintenance. So let's have a quick look at the app, because after the initial setup, you probably won't open it again. It certainly is set and forget system.
Looking over the app, we can see our entire home network, all the devices that are connected, the speeds they are currently utilizing. You can quickly see who's downloading the most. We've got our main device, the hallway one, and that's connected to the modem. You can see which ones are connected to it, and obviously the speeds, and you can change certain icons, and the names obviously can be customized. We can pop back and look at some settings. We can check our actual monthly report, how many devices are getting connected, the usage levels, and we can also see the devices that have used the most. On the advanced settings, we can have fast roaming on. I recommend putting that on. I've turned off smart DHCP and I've set it as an access point. We can also set things like a reboot schedule and go into some other Wi-Fi settings, just with like any other device.
So final thoughts. At 280 Australian dollars, I think this is a great solution to a whole home Wi-Fi system. The coverage area of 150 meters squared for 3 units is enough for a single or multi-story home, and you can always buy more H70x to extend even further. The 2-device solution is only recommended for a smaller home or when you don't really expect to have coverage in your shed. So when someone asks me how do I improve my Wi-Fi at home, I don't say buy a new modem or router, nor do I mention Wi-Fi extenders. I say get a home mesh network system. Lastly, a bit of context about this recommendation and my personal feelings. Maybe you too are the go-to person for tech in your family. Well, since all questions and future issues come back to you, I personally recommend hardware or software that I know will be simple, stable, and easily managed in the case that I need to do something with it, more so than just price. And that's why I can happily recommend the Mercusys H70 Halo system to my family and friends, and anyone else looking for a simple, fast, and stable mesh solution for your home. So big thanks to TP-Link for sending me this for review. Check out the links below where you can pick them up yourself. Make sure to like this video if you did and subscribe to support us. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you all in another one. Bye!